Greetings, Odin. I love your vibration.
Thank
And of
you.
course, with the Celtic background on my ancestral route, it's lovely to feel. I on on Saturday, June the 7th. I don't know if the date is pertinent or not, but it seems like it might be. Um, I kept not being able to sleep. And so I was like up every couple of hours, and I had a wedding to attend that day, and I was able to, like, we had time. And so I was like able to sleep in, but even though I kept trying, I couldn't like get to sleep. I kept getting interrupted, all kinds of crazy stuff, right? Okay, so finally, just as I'm ready to nod off and actually get catch a few Z's, I have this sonic boom. I mean, that's how I can describe it in my ears. Whatever meditation I was listening to was already off, and I literally was just getting ready to nod off, and all of a sudden I hear this like boom, like in both my ears. And I don't want to say it, just like when you hear thunder outside, how like your whole body reacts physically, like it kind of shakes, is the experience that I had. But I'm wondering what that sonic I want to say I heard it clairaudiently. Um, what possibly might have caused that?
Meaning that you're breaking through a dimensional barrier in a sense, that it is you breaking through into a higher dimension, you connecting in with a higher dimension into getting seventh dimension, where your creator being self resides, your angelic self also resides. But it's a greater advancement, a greater breakthrough than you had experienced before, as far as you've experienced shifting interdimensionally, of course, as all of you have, but this was the term breakthrough comes through, but it's more of a conscious way to connect with your brain that to this multidimensional shift. It's more coming into your conscious awareness. But this vibrational, like sound vibrational experience was intended to trigger or connect in your mind, in your mental awareness, that you shifted into this higher dimension momentarily. Because typically you do go in astral to this dimension, and you're typically, as a human, are not able to hold that vibration for very long. So it was more of a momentarily breakthrough into that understanding of you're able to make these higher dimensional shifts, even if briefly, but it was meant to bring that to your conscious mind, that you are shifting dimensions all the time. But this was like a higher dimensional shift, and it was more of bringing to your awareness that you, through the work you've been doing with the toning, especially, like, you're able to connect, you're able to access a higher level of frequency within your conscious state of mind than before. And the energies, even the energies leading up to the full moon yesterday, were helping to support this, or raising your frequency, or your ability to access this higher frequency perhaps more easily. But because of other work you've been doing to advance yourself, that you are able to even have these, momentarily access as high as the seventh density in these momentary experiences. But this was, I guess, demonstrating to you this ability that you are advancing to, that it's more of awakening, that you can connect in
Wow.
more consciously, even to that high of a dimension or density than before, and not just in astral. But it is something that can't be held for very long because it is such a high frequency. But because through your toning work, through the other, through you're connecting with those higher frequencies, that you are reaching that level. And this was a demonstration
I see. I
of
understand.
that. Yeah, that is the best explanation
Thank you. No, that was
of that experience that you had.
y- yes, 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 yes. um, I, and I think probably on that same awareness level, one of my recent, maybe just a couple days ago, astral travels. So I've been in this meditation, and I don't know, maybe Rada, even you would know this, but anyway, it's focused on the galactic white horse. But I think there may have been conversation about, and I don't know if the dark horse was part of the conversation or not, but it came up during my astral travels. So let me give you a brief description of what it was I'm seeing. It seemed to be some kind of like a fiery scene. So I don't know if it was, there were people that were there, but then the people seemed to be surrounded by fire. And then I remember looking at this person, and then as I was looking at them, it's like their ears started to change to pointed ears. And then all the people started melting. It's like the fire was melting them. And then right before, and so this wasn't like, sometimes people will have dreams and they'll be like, ah, it was a nightmare, it wasn't like that. And it's interesting too, because I feel like at this awareness level, I have the understanding that some of these visuals that people may think of as like scary or nightmarish, um, I- it's almost like even in the astral travel, I know that I'm in astral travel and that the experience is just like a hologram. So, so I kind of feel, I also kind of have the sense that what I was seeing was almost like when, like the old time movies, when they would roll the film on a reel and then the light would get too hot and the film would melt. And I almost get the sense that I was like watching a hologram melting versus like people actually being in fire and melting. But then I heard the word very clearly, dark horse. And so that's why I was kind of like just asking Rada, because I think she's been listening to this same meditation. And I'll give credit where credit's due through Kelly Kolodny, the angel Raphael. But I don't know if a dark horse was talked about it, or if I just during these galactic travels just had this shift, or if it was part of like this hologram that I'm trying to clear consciously and it's just coming up in my awareness.
Yes, it does have to do with this play between light and dark, this holographic experience, this holographic illusion that you call earthly life. And So it's this play on light and dark and this defining things as light and dark. It's about, yeah, that the expression of duality melting away, dissipating, the holographic experience of the third dimension that you've been a part of is, as you know, dissipating and falling apart, as some may say, but it's transmuting or transitioning to a different energetic state of being. And like you said, it is not like you, because you no longer hold a fear of the duality of light and dark within your consciousness, that you've already worked through that, right? So you can just see it for what it is. You can see the contrast between light and dark without any sense of fear or trepidation or nightmare, uh, a nightmarish experience in seeing this scene. And that that is showing your level of consciousness and where it is at, that you are not applying that type of definition to what you are seeing from this astral experience. You are just recognizing that with the light horse, there is the contrast of the dark horse. There is the term of dark, a dark horse in your human terminology, and your mind is going to that, I guess, sense of contrast, as if there is one end of the spectrum, there would be the other. But the melting away is like it's reflecting what you are seeing in your outer reality at this time, correct? Or what you have been observing for a while now is that the veil is thinning, that terminology, or that the contrast between light and dark is lessening, that there is this paradigm shift occurring in the human collective consciousness, and that there is this transformation. And I'm getting the pointed ears of the beings that you saw referenced, that even the elemental realm is going through this transformational shift from one dimension to a higher one, in a sense, that they are moving with Gaia's movement as you are into a higher state of being through this planetary evolution that you are all undergoing. So this is showing that the illusion is falling away and the truth is emerging within humanity, that this greater awareness is opening up, and that what the shadows are melting away, the illusion is melting away, and
Wow,
that
very, very
and
excited.
new vistas are opening up for all in different ways based on the level of consciousness that you hold. So this is the symbolism of what you are observing, that there was no judgment, no fear, there's no sense of these beings suffering. You didn't apply any sort of, you know, third dimensional perception. You didn't, because that isn't where your state of consciousness is. So you weren't applying that meaning to what you were seeing, as some may do, as you reference with, you know, thinking that it looks like a nightmare. But to
Right.
you, you were just observing it. And there
Right.
was, and that this was just playing out, you know, just like things play out on the world stage that you can choose to energetically connect with, that you can choose to perceive in this way or that, but it's a choice in how you perceive what you observe. And
You're
this, yeah, so this is what
beautiful.
I'm getting for you for
Thank
the what I'm observing from your
thank you. Thank you.
observation. Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Um, so Margaret, go ahead and ask your question.
Okay. Welcome, Odin. Uh, so I have been having these visions, if you will, of transforming my yard into a garden. And when I have these visions, I see songbirds flying all over to me and just literally perching themselves all over me. I was kind of wondering what the birds or the land would like me to do specifically, if there's anything they request I do.
Getting this vision is about taking flight in your imagination and letting your joy of creativity flow from you out into this garden that you wish to create. That I'm getting a sense of many different colors of songbirds landing upon you or being upon you, and that I feel like this garden will be like a colorful outpouring of your creativity, of your creative expression, similar to how you create in other ways, um, through poetry, writing, arts, whatever calls to you. That this is another creative expression for you. This desire to to be out in nature, to be out amongst the wildlife, to connect to the wildness within you and letting it flow from you in a natural way as your natural state of being. I'm feeling the flower fairies want to connect with you. I almost feel like when you go to, for example, a garden center to look at plants or look at flowers that you may wish to plant or other garden decorations, call upon the flower fairies, or when you connect with a particular flower plant at the garden center, hold it in your hands or ask to connect to the flower fairy connected to that plant or to that variety of flower. And it could be like the collective consciousness of the fairies for that species of flower for it. And you could even do this virtually. I just was getting the visual of like going to the garden center and connecting to, yeah, also the spirit of the plant, but also the flower fairy for that type of plant. And it could be like the collective, I want to say fairy consciousness or like collective, the fairy collective for roses or for daffodils or whatever the flower may be, like that you could, if you have a certain flowers in mind that you're thinking of purchasing, even prior to going to the garden center, you could have your intentions of, or you could ask, like, what flowers should I be connecting with? What flowers should I purchase? And just see if you get messages or visuals of what type of flowers you might, whatever comes to you, that the flower fairies can communicate in this way if they have specific, if there's specific ones that wish to connect with you, that wish to be part of your garden, that you could ask for them to show you in your visions prior to going to the garden center of which varieties you should connect with. And then once you go there, you can ask, should I get this color or that color? Is this, how would this fit into my plan for the garden or for a certain area of your garden that you wish to plant that particular day or that you're buying for. You can try to like visualize like what color combinations or what flowers might have those combinations of colors that you might wish to combine together. So connect in with the flower fairies is what I'm getting for some of this guidance of, and they will help guide you as far as what color combinations, which types of flowers that you should buy and how to combine them in a particular area. And they will also guide you to um, different garden arts or garden statues or garden, figurines that they may want you to purchase while you're at the garden center. And this is being referenced because this has happened to this channel before. So we are bringing this up that they are using this as a point of reference that this may also happen to you.
Oh, beautiful. Uh, my next question, uh, if you can answer this for me, I've been trying to connect more to my higher self. I've been asking my higher self for a name, but it seems to be in a different language that I can't translate. I was wondering if you could give me my higher self's name so I may write it down and connect with my higher self easier.
All right. That your higher self is from the angelic realm or angelic connection. I just got the word angelic. I'm waiting for a name. Getting both male and female energy. And I got angel of place and I got the word Mars. So I'm okay if it's like an angel overseeing the planet of Mars. Or that fiery energy of Mars. Let's see, name. Getting like Anthos, like Anthos. Anthos. All right. Yeah, a little more male energy than female, though. Anthos. I'm getting that the represents the vibration, like the angelic presence that is connected or oversees the energetic, like the Mars vibration, the energy of Mars. That I am the angelic presence of Mars. But I'm sensing that, yeah, it's a little bit more of a male energy than female, but it's like just like, we have both divine feminine and masculine in our makeup. It's similar that, but there's a little bit of more of like a male energy than female, but that relates to the energy of Mars. But your higher self as an angelic presence provides a stabilizing influence to the Mars energy that not only, but it's also related to humans feeling from an astrology standpoint where the Mars energy affects humans astrologically, that it affects our makeup, that affects our connection and how we connect to the Mars energy, but Anthos helps maintain the stability of that energy so that isn't too disruptive to humanity and other beings and other planetary bodies, that it's almost like an oversoul to the soul of the planet of Mars, or almost like the planetary soul's higher aspect. I get more like oversoul. So
Well, that's
so
interesting.
and actually this is more Susan me coming through with my psychic mediumship that I just kind of like shifted into that. Um, but I'll bring Odin back in more, but that's yeah, picking up through my like claircognizance and psychic mediumship. It's almost like I switched from Odin over to over to like my own psychic senses and bringing that through, I guess. But I can step back with Odin, but yeah, I thought that was very interesting that that came through. So, um, yeah, so maybe explore that more and see
All
what
right, that kind of makes sense as to why I've always had a
fire.
stronger presence and less feminine presence.
Yeah, I mean, because it was like coming back and forth, with male and female, but I felt a little stronger on the, pull towards the male, but I was also getting, like some female energy. And then, yeah, like and I feel like the fiery energy of Mars that I was feeling felt like your energy. Like, I mean, it's strange to say, but it's like the energy I was feeling when I was seeing Mars and feeling the energy of Mars. I'm like, oh, that feels like Margaret's energy. So, so anyways, I'm just keeping my eyes closed to get back into the channeled state, and then I can wrap up with Odin and he can do his blessing and everything. So,
All right, well, thank you.
yeah. But is there any other questions before?
Yes, I just have one question before the healing.
Okay, well, give me a moment to bring him back in, and then I'll let you know when he's in me again, I guess.
Okay.
All right. This is Odin. I have returned. I stepped out momentarily to allow a clear connection through this one, but now I am back.
Thank you for coming back. I have one last question, and then we would love to get the healing for our group and anyone else who watches afterwards. Um, so recently, Toth initiated me in a codex related to the Emerald Tablets, and I wanted to know was was the integration successful, and if so, am I ready for the second part?
Yes, the integration was successful,
Wonderful.
and I'm connecting with him. Hold on. Give it another 5 to 7 days of integration time, because you are also integrating energies from the full moon, that there is also upgrades occurring to you and others as well with the full moon energies. So give yourself time to integrate the full moon energies. I'm getting 5 to 7 days. That should be completed for you to then move on to phase 2, the second codex, or second codex, second attunement, a second dispensation from total.
Wonderful. I will certainly do that. Well, thank you so much, Odin, for all your insights and answering everyone's questions today. You may go ahead and close out and give us the healing blessings.
Yes, I will do so. So this healing blessing, this activation, will assist you in activating your divine God blueprint as you allow it in, as you are willing to be open to it, to have greater embodiment within yourself, that set the intention to accept these healing energies to the greatest extent that you are willing and able to allow them at this time within your energetic construct. Releasing all that you are willing to relinquish back to source. He sika tutuia hia sua ia tia tia kaya tua isi haseya kia tutia ia titia osi hazikia tutia ia kaya tuia ia kia he zai utu ia kia titia su hazikia kutuia tia kia ia tua ia tia ki he zai kia tutuia isi hazitu tia ia kaya tutu Hazia ya kaya kika tukutia ya si. Hazia ya kotutu ya kia tia ya kia tukutu ya tia tia utu tia ki. Hazia ya kia tua ya tia otu tia si. Hazia kaya hu ya hitia osehia tia titia koto. Hazia hu ya kia tia sikitia usitia. Hiza ya kuhia ya tia kutia ya si kaya kuto. Hazia hitia ikia tutu ya tia su ya kia tia hia kakaya tutu ya tita si hazia hia tutia titia kutu hazia hu hia kia tia sukia ya tia sutu Kesia titia su tia kutia ya sia ye titia su titia ya kia tu sia ya kia Hosea ya hi tia tutia sia kia tutu sia ye ti hazi ku ya hia tu tia ya si hazia tu tia ya kia tu kutu hazia ya kia tia ku ya titia kitu hazia ya kia tu kuta ya tia titi hazia ya kaya tia tu kutu ya tia ti Hiesia ya kia tia tu tia ya kia tikia tu tia ya hiesia ya kita tutu ya tia tia kua hia kia. Feel the energies of your mother beneath your feet. Allow her to assist you in grounding your energies into a greater sense of your oneness with her and with the heavens, that you are here to bring the balance of heaven on earth, bring heaven to earth, but also hold the balance between. Embrace your humanness, embrace your human experience. Embrace the fullness of why you came here. And revel in it. It is meant to be enjoyed. It is meant to be a joy to you. Allow suffering to evaporate into the ethers. Allow it to float away from you on the wind. Allow yourself to choose to let it go if you are ready to. If you no longer wish to have it as part of your experience, ask for it to be lifted from you. Send forgiveness and love to all that it has taught you. But rise above it. Allow it to be lifted and ask for your divine God blueprint to be restored. And so it is, and so it shall be. If it is your will and your soul's will, your earthly self and your higher self, in unison, in oneness with all that is. Blessings. I shall go now. But hopefully this will assist all of you
Thank you
in,
so much.
in connecting to greater health and wellness. I extend my love, and you may call upon me anytime you wish, and I will be there for you.
Thank you. Blessings.
Blessings.
Excellent channeling, Susan.
Wow. His energy was strong. Like I totally felt his, I, yeah. I mean, it was definitely a new experience because I've never channeled him before. And yeah, he definitely has his own energetic signature, and it was a strong one. And like Elizabeth was saying, like she felt his energy. Like I was just engulfed in his energy. It was just beautiful. It was very loving, but very strong, strong masculine, but loving, and just, yeah, a lot of wisdom there. Yeah,
It's
I loved his energy. It
it's
was great.
so cool too because with his blessing when he was saying, connect, feel your mother below your feet. As he was saying that, all of a sudden my feet started throbbing,
No,
and
my legs were vibrating too
I
during
was
the
like,
blessing. Like from the knees down, my legs were like tingling, vibrating, like he was like sending like my energy sending down to ground
"Oh
me.
yeah,
But
crazy."
he was giving me those words even before I said them in my head about, yeah, and I'm just like, and I was so, yeah, it was amazing. I hope you enjoyed the energies of Odin. I sure did, and as many, it sounds like many of us here did. We enjoyed Odin's presence. So thank you, Odin, for coming through. It was an awesome experience. Awesome. I felt like his wonderful energy. It was amazing. So, um, and yes, he's sending hearts. Yes. So love that. All right. So we'll hopefully we'll all connect next time for another wonderful channeling. Um, so so until then, blessings.